Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, or hopefully back to the channel. Today is Monday, 27th of Feb, and this will be another end of day price action analysis. Now I have no trade entries today, however I'm pleased price did behave as expected per my previous video. I'll link that at the end or somewhere for you to watch if you haven't seen. Right, so let's quickly review DXY before looking into EU. So here we have DXY on the 4 hour. So I'll just zoom into price a little bit. Mentioned in my previous video, we're in this 4 hour POI. This is the 4 hour order block from that's the daily range there, deep into the premium of the daily range. I noted what I believed would happen was, so at the time of my last video, price looked like this, right? I mentioned there's resting liquidity up here and we was creating liquidity on both sides, and that a likely scenario would be, because we are so close to what's going to be a previous day high and previous weekly high, we know those are major liquidity points. The market usually doesn't leave those behind if you are near it. It's a great place for liquidity before making a move in the opposite direction to seek sell side liquidity. So what we got was Asia break of the previous weekly high, previous daily high, and that bearish move down into the discount of what this is, the 1 hour leg. I just adjusted it for this high. So where are we now? We are currently closing out soon in 5 hours with this bearish engulfing here after sweeping the previous daily high, as I showed you. Price hasn't moved obviously into the discount of the daily leg, but it's quite possible we're going to see this retrace now back into the hourly discount. And if it wants to continue with this bullish move up, we may see that. However, of course, there's loads of liquidity created here, as you can see by all these lows, and there's no reason for the markets, if it wants to pull back for this 4 hour leg, right? This 4 hour leg here into discount of this. So we could see a deeper retrace, or we can see something from here with this 4 hour order block or 1 hour area here where it swept liquidity to the left and it's gone up. So we'll be looking out to see how price reacts here in this leg, whether it's going to continue the bullish trend, or is this the end of this bullish, what would look like a pullback in the overall trend here, or will it continue now in a bullish way and head for higher POIs and liquidity above these highs. So let's move on to EU. EU inversely, of course, we got the exact same previous weekly low, previous daily low sweep, which I mentioned. If DXY was going to sweep that major liquidity at the open, then so would EURUSD in the opposite direction and go for that bullish run into premium of this 1 hour leg. Now, admittedly, none of these POIs stood a chance. None of them stood a chance. So let's get rid of this now. They were all broken. Price really went for it after taking the previous weekly low and has come and spiked into the previous daily high. It's actually continued bullish even after taking this major liquidity point. So be interesting to see overnight if we do get a new 1 hour bullish leg where also we can start coming for this buy side liquidity, these highs, and could it be the continuation of this bullish behavior from the euro against the dollar? Is this the turning point deep within this daily order block? That's what we'll be looking out for in the morning. To see, is it time for longs? because it's pulled back, and after taking it high, and it's gone back up. So we'll see where we are in the morning. It'll be interesting to see if we, keep this high. Is it going to be tomorrow our next source of buy side liquidity before we continue down? We'll see, because at this point it's taking out buy side liquidity there, and we don't know its direction. I'm not going to predict its direction, but we've still got this 4-hour leg, same way with DXY. We may just come back into more of a premium of this leg and have some sort of sell-off if it's going to continue that way. Like I said, the high time frame direction can still be seen as bullish. Sells were great during this period, but if that changes, if we start seeing, higher highs, higher lows being made now, since this turnaround here, this break, if this breaks above, that'll be a 1 hour, break of structure, and it could signal a reversal, at least for a period of time. We may head for this previous weekly high. POIs at this point that I would immediately, be aware of for price, but I would note this one here on the 1 hour. Let's get that in. We have a good 1 hour POI here, caused an imbalance and eventually broke structure. Hasn't closed above it, but we have a good leg now on this side. We can adjust it to here if need be. This is the only unmitigated point of structure on the 1 hour so far, so this would be a good area to look for longs if the long scenario shows itself. And we've got up here, we've got this imbalance and this POI here that you could possibly look at for shorts. If we get structure showing shorts once we've gone into this area. This is another unmitigated area. You could say it's got inducement here. It's in the premium of the 4 hour leg, so they do look good. Discount, we're in discount here on both legs, and it's fairly bullish from there. So yeah, these are the two spots I'll probably look at the moment, apart from what's going to be likely the previous daily highs, and we'll see how price reacts around there, and that's important. How price reacts after it takes out highs, does it only have a slight bearish reaction or a slight bullish reaction? Doesn't really give you confidence that the market's heading in that direction. So anyway, I won't go too into detail on that. We'll leave that for another day, maybe when I show a trade setup. Just adding this in, as I feel it's something I missed during my analysis. Just going to go down to the 15. You may have caught it while I was explaining and showing the previous day price action. You may have seen this here, how this reaction to this POI. So this is great. I was looking at longing from here, right? We've got our breaks of structure, and we've got a great pullback here, creating, buy side liquidity. It was a strong move from this order block down here, causing a 15-minute break of structure. We had taken out the previous day low, previous weekly low already, during the day. So we could expect some bullish behavior back into a premium. The entry would have been in discount. So it was a nice area to look at, right? What you want to note here is, for me, and why I didn't take the trade, as good as it would have been, like this was obviously a great return here. Not that I would have probably set my TP that far, is timing. So this was coming into this POI around 8:15 This is very close to the 8:30 NY session open, which you can see with the line here. 8:30 there was news, there was orange folder news, there was, and at the open it's increased volatility. What can happen is your stop loss, you know, if it's too nearby when the NY session, or any session for that matter, opens, you can usually get spiked out, even if price is going to go your way after. But we also don't know which way NY is going to go, right? So if NY had just reversed after taking, you know, these Asia highs here and just continued going down, even though this pullback was brilliant, this is a great example of, you know, an explosive bullish price action and a nice corrective pullback, right? That's exactly how I want it to look. However, it was all timing based, you know. I'd rather keep my money, right? You don't want to get wicked out because one, news was coming, and two, the NY session was opening, which I wouldn't do it for anyway. So yeah, I've had experiences where it would take you out. I mean, my stop would have been around London lows, right? So I'd have either had to have made a big stop to account for that, but there's liquidity resting below session lows. So NY session open this close to the London session low. What I was waiting for was this to confirm. However, of course, look at this, it took off, right? What I would have liked to have done was 8:30 comes, this isn't broken, and we create another structure, and I can get in at some other point. You know, it might break the high and come back down again for me, for another orb or imbalance, and then you get involved in that long. So just a tip that I thought I'd add in there, and this may have caught your eye while I was going through and I forgot to talk about it. So hope this helps. Thanks. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I didn't sound too tired after just having a big dinner. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.